Good Wednesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Diane Phillips, and hopefully your start to the day wasn't too tricky. We were working with that fog early on this morning, had some school delays, some closures, and also some tricky travel out there. But we had to have some patience, and now here this afternoon, we are working with that sun. It's a gorgeous look here on our Jet Express cam. Just a few lighter clouds, but otherwise we have clear conditions to allow for some sunglasses weather. I really want to take an afternoon and enjoy it outside, so why not out on Put-in Bay? That'd be a great spot to have a little bit of afternoon fun, and it's easy when we're talking about that afternoon warmth. Temperatures today, now that, well, we have that fog that's gone, we're going to find those temperatures to peak right around 70 degrees. And then we're going to count up by twos as we work our way into the weekend. Highs are going to be in the low to mid 70s. And then once we peak, you'll find that we still hold fairly steady in the 60s, which is well above average even for this point in the year to see those 60s. Now, the reason that we will see that sudden drop Saturday into Sunday is because of a cold front. But considering that the cold front is still going to leave us above average temperatures, well, we're going to see this heat to be fairly impressive here for us as we get into the middle of November. But you will see about 10 days from now, it looks like that's signaling a little more of a reality check for us, as highs by next Friday are going to be into the mid 50s. Now, as I look at the almanac, this morning lows right on track where we should be, right around 40 degrees. Didn't fall into those 30s. Though some locations outside of the Toledo Express Airport did have temperatures into the lower 30s. But this is where our high should be at this point in the season. We're talking 57. That's kind of the normal high, and we've had some cooler days. But right now we are talking about some mild weather, so you can definitely kind of tell maybe the forecast was just a little off feeling when we had those cooler days in September, October, and now here in November, it looks like we're making up for lost time. But even with us talking 70s, we're nowhere close to record heat as far as today's forecast. In the next couple of days, the one day to watch if you're looking for a tie as far as some record heat, Saturday is going to be the day that we have our best chances for seeing heat that could tie a record. So watch out on Saturday's afternoon high temperature to see how warm that gets. 76 degrees will be the magic number. Kind of back on track though for today's forecast. You will find that sunset at 6:29 p.m. and don't forget that time change that's coming our way. So that means that sunset time is going to jump even more. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but we're going to get there. And now that we are done with kind of the fog and the damp weather that we've had, we're working on drying out. So though radar not showing a whole lot, you're really going to be using the WTOL 11 weather app and watching the daily tab, because then you'll see that temperature trend that I was showing. So you'll be able to see how long this autumn warmth is going to last, but also then you can break it down hour by hour. Another thing to note here is that in the forecast, there's some clear conditions for tonight. So some patchy fog going to be possible. The conditions should not be as dense as what they were this morning as far as visibilities, but we will still be looking for the chance for fog development overnight. Now, as we look at rain chances to get us through the rest of this week, because I know a lot of you want to get outside when we're seeing those temperatures into the 70s, we do have dry weather for today, tomorrow, and Friday. Perfect. That's fantastic. The catch is, though, got to balance out the forecast. So we are watching the chance for some rainfall Saturday evening, about a 40% chance for some showers, and then even into Sunday, that rainfall should last overnight and start out our Sunday, but it won't spoil the day. It'll just be early on that we see the rainfall. Then we'll be drying out the forecast, and that'll lead us into the brand new work and school week. Now, why not talk about the weekend? It's halfway point through the week. We're starting to make some plans. So we have, of course, that temperature swing I was talking about, going from 76 on Saturday, flip-flopping those numbers, finding highs around 67 by Sunday. Saturday will start out dry. We will have the cloud cover, which foreshadows those evening showers that will last overnight and into Sunday morning. So though we'll have a little bit of a wet start later into the day on Sunday, we will start to see that sun return. So keep your sunglasses. You're really just going to kind of have everything going, from the sunglasses to the rain gear for the weekend. And of course, the WTOL 11 weather app is always going to be by your side for any weekend plans that you have. But even as we look beyond the weekend, I'm going to take you towards the middle portion of the month. I'm still seeing warmer colors here. Now, the signal from the heat not as strong. You can see we're kind of in that lowest level as far as above average temperatures in that time frame. So November 9th through the 15th is what I'm watching. And We are still looking at temperatures that will be a touch above average. Again, averages would be in the mid 50s, so that signal could even hold us into the upper 50s as we get into the middle of the month. But here's the look at the full 10-day forecast. So 70s all the way into the weekend, and even still on Monday we're talking 70 degrees. Now the 60s, they're going to be a little more dominant in next week's forecast, and like I said, that final day on that Friday of next week, that's when we're going to be seeing that reality check and some 50s back in the forecast. But though a lot of us are going to want to be out and about to kind of enjoy as much of the nice weather before we hit cabin fever season, so with that you are going to want to enjoy. Get those sunglasses out, go for a walk, visit the metro parks. You're going to really want to take in this time to be outdoors. Of course, Saturday, with your Saturday evening plans, if you're doing a bonfire, make sure you're checking in with the WTOL 11 weather team for that rain chance. Of course, we'll have the hour-by-hour forecast to come as that gets closer, but make sure you're enjoying this forecast as we have still that autumn warmth that's holding on.